A visionary debut by a creative known for wearing her influences on her sleeve. Her shiny, pointy sleeve.
This week we're covering the first album from Mother Monster herself, Lady Gaga, The Fame.
How Star Wars is it?
Well, hello there,
Hi.
Mike.
Hi, Josiah.
Yeah, I said your name like it was Mike, but it's not. It's just Mike, but I put a little aspiration at the end of it.
Sure.
Sure.
Not to be confused with Mika,
No.
who is a pop musician from the 2000s.
And one could argue maybe influenced by this artist
Or did the influencing.
or vice versa, because they came out, these albums came out around the same time, their first albums.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Welcome,
Before-
one and all, to How Star Wars Is It? That's the podcast you're hearing right now.
Yes, welcome to How Star Wars Is It? If I sound a little sick, it's because I am, and I haven't talked all week. And I'm sorry.
Josiah's like this beat.
Yeah, I'm sick. And I do...
Let's have some fun, Josiah's sick.
He needs a little cough drop to make his mouth slick. What was it? Mike
Yeah,
did a really
throat.
good rhyme earlier about a cough drop before we started recording. But this is the show where we rate things on a scale of 1 to 10, not of how good or bad they are. Not of how good or bad... Wait, what? Did I say that right? I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Although I'm going to jump in now before you finish that thought. I think this week might be about how good or bad it is.
That's true.
I took so many notes. I listened to this album like 5 or 6 times this week. And then like this morning I realized, oh shit, I'm going to be talking an awful lot about how much I like this record and nothing about Star Wars.
Yeah. I'll try to bring the Star Wars heat, but I might not.
Yeah, but the rest of that sentence is, it's not about how good or bad it is. It's about how Star Wars that given thing is.
Yes, correct. And also... Mike did
Return of the Jedi, as it turns out, is perfectly 100% Star Wars.
100% Star Wars. Not a bit of it is not Star Wars. Every little piece of it contains all the rest of it. It is 100% Star Wars. Slice off a piece, that'll be the Star Wars chili. So that's what we do. We take everything Star Wars, we put it all into one big pot.
We take that chili, we cut it into slices.
We cut it into slices. We let the chili really like get nice and coagulated, yeah. And then we just slice you off. I've had some chili before that I could have eaten a slice of.
Thick.
Yeah, some thick ass chili.
Or like like you can freeze chili and you cut out a chunk to reheat.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost more like a flan consistency.
Welcome to the Star Wars flan. We take everything Star Wars. I don't know how to make flan. We put it all into
a custard.
Yeah, make it into. We put it in a pot. I'm still thinking there's a pot involved.
Yeah, pot has to be part of it.
I'm thinking we probably still get it up to boil. I'm gonna say we cook it for less time. We're not having it
because it's dairy.
Yeah, we're not simmering it for as long as my guess.
And then even more so than chili full of beans, we eat the flan and we poop and fart all night.
And we go. Welcome now to this How Star Wars Is It, where we are making our own fart sounds. I wish I had a soundboard where I could have some that were like, but like some farts that sounded like that. Like
that. Yeah, that wasn't. I wasn't doing a fart.
I don't know how an awooga sound would sound if you were farting it. Like that. Yeah. Anyway, are mouse droids farting when they do that?
So we compare things to Star Wars. We probably could have just said that and left out everything we've recorded so far.
Yes.
And this week we are doing an album. We chatted about this a little on the Discord recently on our Patreon. Patreon.com/HowStarWarsIsIt. You can join us on Discord and chat about future episode topics. And I can't remember how it got brought up, but we said, yeah, we should do more music because we did Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, and I think that's it.
And
in terms of like pop albums.
We've done The Green Day album.
Oh, we did Green Day, the band.
Yes, Green Day. Oh, we did Green Day, the band, not the album. That's right.
But
that's
it did end up kind of being an American Idiot
right,
episode.
because that was one both of us are most familiar with. So it was like, this is basically about American Idiot, but technically it was about Green Day. Yeah, we've only done Sour, I believe. I'm not going to go back and look through every episode because that takes too long, because we've done 1,000 episodes.
Which was a debut pop album by a young woman.
Mm-hmm. Much
and
like...
here we now flash back to 2008.
Well, I'm in high school.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up
But
the wiki.
I graduated in 2009, and this record, Just Dance, I remember someone telling me about at New Year's Eve my senior year.
Sure.
So, like, it hadn't... It wasn't like a crushing, huge thing that, like, the single came out and then the album came out, kind of like what they do more nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
It was college that I, like, discovered this. We're talking about Lady Gaga's debut, The Fame.
The Fame. So I was in high school. I graduated 2010. So by the time I graduated, she was solidly famous. And this album was solidly in the oeuvre, in the zeitgeist. The zeitgeist. That's the word I was looking for. But
it was in her oeuvre.
It was in her oeuvre for sure. But can we talk about? I mean, like, let's just jump right in. What a real banger of an album.
Yeah. It just slaps.
It just slaps.
It's
Top
like
to
a
bottom.
freaking Academy Award.
Oh.
And now we can be done talking about that.
Yeah, we didn't have to talk about it at all. So let's see. Let me look at this. I want to talk about, because like the first 4 tracks are so
Singles.
They're singles. Yes, correct. Yeah. And it's like the A side of this album is like fucking stellar, track after track. Like,
I'm so excited to talk about like the quality and if it's good or bad.
Well, it's weird because each one is a single, and each one could be a single that could carry a whole album, and that you would be like I didn't listen to this album all the way through whenever it came out because I was a teenage boy. And pop was pearls before swine before me, because I was like, pop is whatever.
Right. Although, this was one of my big, like, I'm not really into pop, but like Lady Gaga's different. In college, I also have like a weird history with like exactly what my relationship to each song is, because I never listened to the record from top to bottom because I got it from a friend in college. And so, you know, like, it was incomplete and it was not in the right sequence. Yeah. And, like, it was right between when I really cared about that and when streaming started. Right. You know, so it was, like, still the iTunes days where I, like, really combed all that stuff. But I went to college and everyone was trading music and stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to be a chooser. Yeah.
I remember that, man. That was still happening when I was in college. So like I was my freshman and sophomore year even. Actually, maybe it was my freshman and sophomore year, because that's when I was in the dorms. Like, we were all trading CDs, and it was like several CDs worth of music. Like, you'd make friends with someone and be like, oh, hey, let me bring you some CDs. Like, you got to check out this band. And then you like,
I have the entire Fleet Foxes catalog. Yes. Do you want that?
It'd be like, do you want Avett Brothers, all of it? Do you want all of it that's come out yet? And then,
like, how I have an external hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
what's that?
You just burn like I'd meet a girl and I'd be like, yeah, I'll burn you some. I'll burn you like 3 CDs. Yeah. And then I still have like, oh my god, I still have playlists in my fucking iTunes. Do I? No, I don't anymore. Because I've traveled computers too many times. Although, no, I do somewhere. I was hoping I could pull them up right now, but I can't. But like, so many of my playlists are just for Stacy, for Rachel,
Stacy's mom.
For Stacy's mom. And it's just those two, because after I met Stacy's mom, it was all over, man.
Yeah.
I had to take her home to meet my parents. And they were
with
like,
just a towel.
With just a towel. And they were like, this woman's our age. Thank you for introducing us. And I was like, I just wanted you guys to be friends. And that was it. That's the whole story. Yeah.
Stacy's mom is gonna meet my mom.
They're the same age and have similar interests.
They're now friends.
She comes over a lot. Go, go, go. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
So, okay. What I would like to do, we don't have to begin now, but I would love to go through song by song and like analyze this album.
I would love that too. Well, let me just for the listening audience at home, let me tell you what these first fucking 4 tracks are.
Right. By the way, I'm also thinking to go with like TikTok and recent trends, smash or pass.
Smash or pass.
Like
smash
instead of like, is it a skip or not? Like,
let's see.
It's a smash, like a smash hit, or pass, like I pass it and go to the next one.
I'm looking at these. So okay. Yeah, Just Dance, Poker Face. Wait, no. In order. Just Dance, Love Game, Paparazzi, Poker Face, AA, Nothing Else I Can Say. These are our first 5 tracks, also our first 5 singles. And I would say, especially, like, I didn't remember AA, Nothing Else I Can Say. And then when I heard
it's my first pass of those 5.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, I've heard this. And the Just Dance, starting out with Just Dance already, like in my memory, I was like, okay, great, we got Just Dance. And then I was like, okay, Love Game, yeah, let's have some fun, this beat is sick, I want to take a ride on your disco stick is the best lyrics ever written. Then Nothing Can Beat That. And then Paparazzi came on and I was like, this is all in the same album?
Yeah,
and then
I know.
Poker Face came on and I was like, this is all in the same album?
I know. It's like really insane. So I want to go in order here too. So Just Dance, I said smash. I said it's an undeniable. It's the first huge single. Put her name on the map. Got her on the radio.
Featuring.
Not my favorite on the record for sure. But then I wrote Colby O'Donis.
Yeah, I was gonna say featuring Colby O'Donis, who.
And then I wrote who. You know what happened? Like a year later, when she did the Fame Monster, which was essentially this album but with 8 more songs tacked onto the beginning.
She got rid of Colby.
Well, no, he's still there on this track, but one of the new songs, again, within a year, has Beyonce on it.
Yeah. First, we've got Colby O'Donis, who I just looked him up, and first off, surprised that he's white. That was a surprise. Not, mostly because he seemed to kind of be the hip hop like rap person of the song, and he looks like a real nerd. And he does
sort of like an Akon kind of thing.
Yeah, he's filling in the Akon role, and he looks nothing like Akon. And he's just like a very unassuming man, and never does anything anymore. I guess. I don't know. Maybe he just does music and it's bad and no one listens to it.
I just like, it's just so crazy to think about. I know like some of the Gaga history, that she was doing like drag clubs and like pop underground shit in New York City, and then like got a record deal, and then like a year later had Beyonce on her album. Like, just I don't understand.
Well, I feel like, gosh, so like if we're going through here, we should probably keep going, but I would say a big strength of why that happened is like, these first like 4 tracks are just undeniable tracks. I'll say Love Game is probably the least for me.
Yep. Of those 4.
Of those
sure.
4. But
I would rank them Paparazzi number 1, then Poker Face, then Just Dance, then Love Game.
Yeah.
Of those first 4 singles.
And even then, like, Love Game is very good. And also has the best lyric ever written. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Actually, sorry. What the best? Hold on, wait. I gotta remember what it is, because it's the best lyric on this album.
Oh, I wrote it down. A smile on your mouth and your hand on your ha.
Oh, that is also good. But I like because I'm bluffing with my muffin. I'm not lying. I'm just stunning with my love glue gunning. That's really good. So I'm just stunning with my love glue gunning. What?
The thing I wrote for this song was, it is a smash for sure. If my choice is smash or pass. But then I said, but also I don't love the rhyme scheme / rhythm. It isn't bad, but it feels sort of like she's making up the song in an improv show.
Oh, which one?
love game.
Yes,
Like
yes.
the chorus of "Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Are you in the game?" Like I don't like where those words fall, like where the rhymes fall.
It's weird.
But it's a fucking banger.
Yeah, it's a banger.
I'm not gonna dock her points.
No, for these first 4 tracks, no points get docked. Everything is just like fucking like if I was the studio exec or whatever, like the record label exec,
man. Yeah.
and this like demo came on and I heard that first song, I'd be like, fucking done.
Yeah.
What else does she want to put on the album? I don't care.
Yeah.
We've already got the single.
Then we're met after 2 classic pumpin' 4 on the floor bangers with Paparazzi, which I wrote smash, and then I said it also has a very memorable video and VMA performance, and then I said musically there are very interesting things happening. The harmonies in the chorus are pretty much straight down the middle harmonies, but then like the last let me see. The last till you love me, at the end of the chorus, the harmony is more like glancing and discordant than it is in the first 2 times through. And she does this throughout the album. She'll lull you into like a pop hook, and you think you know exactly where it's going. And like just when you think you know, like Poker Face is another good example. That ma 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 ma. You know where you like eventually expect where that happens, and then right toward the end, there's a spot where it absolutely is supposed to happen, and it is not in it. Like she drops it out there, and it's like, fuck, yes. Like
You got me.
For people who I'm not really a lyric person. I think we've talked about this on this show before. Like I like lyrics, but they're certainly not the thing I hear first or think about the most. I more just like hear the weird little sound effects and shit. And like when you can keep me on my toes on my like little sound effect hunt, that's like so thrilling.
Absolutely.
And she does it in Paparazzi very well, and Poker Face as well. But the other thing, what else did I say? Oh, I said best of the first 3, Paparazzi. I think it's just like the most interesting musically.
I'm the biggest fan of falling. Also, just the chorus of that is like so pretty. And
yeah.
You know, I would say
she does a perfect. This is like a very Swedish ABBA production pop song kind of thing. Minor key verse, major key chorus.
Yeah. I want to say
Chiquitita, you and I know.
So my big thing that I came away with from this album is that like not to like, you know, say a common internet phrase, but the vibes are immaculate. All right.
The
vibes are immaculate. And the vibes of this album, it's like if she took Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, the idea of that, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun, the idea of that, and then was like, and also
like if she had 2 different podcasts called How Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend Is It, and How Girls Just Want to Have Fun Is It.
Yes. And then you took this album and it would be very high rating for both. And then she put like disco, hip hop, and EDM into that, and was like, I'm going to make a record with the vibes of those 2 classics. Because this whole album is like, we're hot, we're famous, we love money. And I'm like, fuck, yeah, dude, let's rock.
Which is funny because it's her debut.
I know.
She might have like gotten like some local acclaim and stuff, but like it is really cool from a kind of Andy Warhol life art type of way that like months later she made a sort of flip side album to this of like, actually fame is like disgusting and scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that is the thing, is because she's I feel like Lady Gaga's always done this, is she's very much an artist as well as a musician, and she also kind of plays a character, or like has an idea about like from album to album of like what it's about, who she is. And I feel like she's playing a character in this, right? I feel like the whole like silicone, like plastic, blonde, money, fame, champagne is all she talks about in this album. And it's very much a character of like this kind of person. But then like also the music slaps so much, you're like, fuck yeah, well, there's no downside.
That's what I think that's what's so interesting, and maybe is what for me when I was 18 and was quite discerning with my indie pop, the reason Lady Gaga connected, I think, for me was like the melodies are undeniable for sure, but like I think that characteriness was prevalent right from the jump. That it was like, oh, this isn't a vapid pop star. This is a person pretending to be a vapid pop star.
Yeah, totally.
And like that like fine line for me was enough to be like, all right, give me boys, boys, boys.
Yeah. I'll take it. Beautiful, dirty, rich, please.
Yeah, right.
Money, honey.
So I already mentioned the mama part. Oh, Poker Face. That's the fourth song. The other thing I wanted to say about Poker Face is in college, I took an electronic music class for a semester. And one of the things we had to do was he gave us like a download link for like 7 or 8 songs. And like one was by like RJD2, like not classic, but recent electronic music. One was like a Bob Dylan song, and then one was Poker Face. And we had to draw the song. Like you had to pick like a 20-second segment or something, and however that meant to you, diagram or like paint or whatever. You had to draw it from the point of view of like, you really have to pay attention to the actual production and what the boops and beeps are that are going on. And like single out all the different layers and like present them in a way that like you could defend as a meaningful presentation, and I still think about that when I hear that song, because I like listen to it over and over for all the like little tweaks. Like she says, poker face, poker face. And then the next time through it's poker face, pucker face.
Yeah, I was gonna say
doesn't do the O vowel.
No, it sounds like, because I was listening to it and I was like, it sounds like she's starting to say fuck her face. And I was like, right. Is that allowed on the radio?
No,
I don't think so. What's next though?
But she's just always doing that. Like I say this all the time, and it is not always received. It's one of those like philosophical flags that I put in the ground, and people may or may not agree with me, but I think the chorus is the enemy of comedy. If you're gonna do a comedy song and you keep doing the same chorus, like we know to expect it now.
Yeah.
The second time through or whatever. So unless you do something like, Weird Al does this a lot, where chorus 2, it's the same idea, but he'll like throw in an extra little joke in there, like the second time around. Or like Lonely Island will like switch up their choruses. They'll even switch the direction and like thesis of the song halfway through.
Yeah.
And like she does that just from a music expectation standpoint. She'll like kind of promise a chorus or promise like a hook and then change it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a little bit.
Keep it fresh. Keep you wanting more.
Nothing else I can say.
A pass.
I wrote pass.
I liked it, but I can't remember it now that I'm like I listened to all these through, and I like looked at the titles to be like, do I like this one? Do I like this one? And some of them stayed with me, and some of them didn't. And although Charlie was mad at me that I was like, we're recording about the Fame, and she was like, I love that album. I want to be on the episode. So and she was telling me like some of her favorites, and she said AA was one of her favorites.
Yeah, that's I could see that someone would like it. In the same way that some of the songs on the second half of the album are like my absolute favorites on the album, in that they are departures from the vibe, and this is another vibe departure. But like it's like I'm annoyed throughout the song because she keeps saying A.
Yeah.
Like she rhymes so much shit with A.
For sure.
And then I also wrote, it kind of makes me annoyed that Vanity wasn't used on the album, which is a song of hers from like 2 years prior. That again, when I got all this shit in college, it was all just like a mangled mess. And I didn't know what was what. And that song slaps. It's just like all the other songs of, Beautiful, Dirty, Rich and the Fame and all the money and celebrity kind of things. But I would replace AA Nothing Else I Can Say with Vanity, which is crazy because AA Nothing Else I Can Say is one of the few like this album's vibe songs.
Yes.
But that's what I would do. Okay?
It is a departure.
Or you know what I would do? I would add Vanity, and I would replace AA, Nothing Else I Can Say, with Again, Again, which I only just discovered this week. And that song, I was like, huh? I had no idea that song existed.
Yeah. Also, I like every time she says cherry, cherry, boom, boom.
Oh, okay. Do you know what that is?
No, but it's great.
I spent the whole week like looking up shit. Like, what songs did they record but they weren't on the album? And Vanity was one of those that was released digitally when people bought tickets to her concert. And Again Again and Retro Dance Freak were on different international versions. Again Again, truly, like, if you haven't heard it, listeners, you should Google it. It's on YouTube. Lady Gaga, Again Again.
Yeah, that's a good one. I liked it.
But one of the things I looked up was why she keeps saying cherry, cherry, boom, boom.
Yeah, why she say cherry, cherry, boom, boom so much?
That's the name of a producer. His name is Martin Kirschenbaum, and he's credited as a writer on a lot of them. And it's sort of like saying Jason Derulo.
Or like, what's the freaking...
DJ Khaled?
Yeah, DJ Khaled. Or there's the one at the beginning of like, what is it? I can't remember, but if it comes to me later, it'll come to me.
But yeah, that he goes by Cherry Cherry Boom Boom.
Cherry Cherry Boom Boom.
I think is cumbersome as a moniker.
I like it in a song though, because every time she said it, I was like, yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's sexy.
Like something, yeah. I had no idea that it was a guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the other things I looked up. Songs that, were cut or whatever. Oh, one of the tabs I have open is baseball outfield Google image search so that I could make that 3-fence picture.
Well, we should continue through the smashing and passing, or we're going to run out of time.
Yeah. Let's keep smashing and keep passing.
We're on Beautiful, Dirty, Rich.
Yes, okay. I wrote smash. I wrote bang, bang. It's simple, but it's a banger.
Correct. I agree.
Just when you think, like, I don't know how much more I have in me of just, like, celebrating excess.
Yeah. She's
like, hear me out. Here's another song that's essentially the same idea. You've never heard this song before, and you're going to love it.
Yeah, hey, listen. You're going to love this one. You're going to love the way you look.
Yeah. I got it.
I got it.
The next song after Beautiful, Dirty, Rich, nothing really much more else I have to say about that song. I like it. We sing it here in the house a lot. Like, anytime one of us says beautiful, it's just a matter of time before the other one is like, dirty, dirty, rich, rich, yes. Dirty, dirty. The Fame, title track.
The titular Fame.
Right in the middle of the damn record.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
No, I was going to say, it's not, just the name of it is not sort of pulling up any kind of just love from me right now. Yeah.
The thing I do really like, what I wrote was not my favorite on the album, but thanks to the funky guitar, it's a smash.
It's a smash. I'm going to pass it because I don't remember it. So
yeah, okay. That. Number 8 is Money Honey.
Now this one I feel like was fun.
I wrote, we already had Beautiful, Dirty, Rich just 2 songs ago, but this one's a smash.
This one's
That's money, honey, when you give me kisses.
Yeah. Oh, and then we got Starstruck featuring Flow Rider.
Mm-hmm. This is, let me look really quick.
How very 2008 to feature Flow Rider.
This is my only other one that I have as a pass.
Interesting.
I think it's fine.
The only thing I remember is
it's just another one that feels almost like it meanders.
Sure. The only thing I remember about this one is that Flow Rider was on it, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Now, this next one, I did enjoy.
I have a lot to say about this one.
The thing that I want to say is, to be one of the boys / the boy that Lady Gaga talks about on this album.
Right.
To have brown eyes and to be walking away and to be the boy that Lady Gaga talks about so much in this, because wow, he really missed out.
Yep. Because this one is boys, boys, boys.
Also, Lady Gaga might have the most beautiful eyes of anyone in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It really is funny that she cemented her household namedness on wacky costumes and 4 on the floor pop songs. And the wacky costumes were either she was covered head to toe and dressed as a Christmas tree, or you could see just about her entire body. Yet,
Yeah.
it was like a decade later before people like could recognize her by her face.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think she's gorgeous just in general, but like there's something about her eyes, like they're huge. She has cartoon eyes.
Right.
And there's something about the way that she moves them that I'm just like, ma'am?
Yeah.
Excuse me, boys.
So boys, I wrote fucking smash.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, this song is the closest she comes on the album to a comedy song.
Sure.
It reminds me of "'Cause I'm a Blonde" from Earth Girls Are Easy. Like
that's what this album is too.
Yes, it's got that in it for sure. It's got like a drag backbone.
Yeah.
Be that both clubby, dancey, as well as like a little bit of camp smirkiness.
Yeah, a little bit
like
of camp
this song,
tongue-in-cheekness.
It is just like we love boys in cars, buy us drinks and bars is like if a 7-year-old wrote a song and like it knows that about itself.
Yeah. The song is self-aware.
It's like Freddie My Love.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, this song could be in Grease, absolutely.
Totally. And then I also wrote down a specific line that I love that I also say all the time. Love it when you call me legs in the morning, buy me eggs.
Yes.
Love that.
Sounds like a comedy. That one.
It's very funny to me that someone would call Lady Gaga legs. I mean, she undoubtedly has like a banging body, but she's like 5'2".
Yeah. But she's like Charlie. She's 2/3 legs.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you've done the math, but if you look at Lady Gaga's body and diagram it, she is mostly legs.
Right.
So like when I heard that line, I was like, that would be the perfect nickname for her. If I was like a guy trying to give her a cute little like like I'm
hey,
like,
legs.
Hey legs. Like I would
you're with Ducky.
Hey legs, you're with Ducky. I gotta start calling Charlie legs.
Yeah.
Hey Google, make a reminder to start calling Charlie legs. Wonder if it heard me.
Maybe name your next Pokemon.
Oh. It didn't hear me because I'm in the other room.
And then the only other note I have for boys is there's like girls in the background of the cut just like kind of yelling the whole time. Like we love them. That's part of the chorus, but like they're saying that throughout the song.
Yeah.
Like it's like Love Shack.
It is.
That like there's like people partying in the background.
It rules.
Yeah, it's great. Okay. We move on from track 10 to track 11, Paper Gangsta.
I'm going to say pass.
I think it's fairly skippable, but if you manage to get me like 5 seconds in, I'm hooked. Because like the piano is pretty like sultry and fun and hip hop. Like hip hop on like a piano is interesting. And then she starts kind of like auto-tune rap singing, which like... The lyrics to that are a little clumsy, I think. Like, there are ones that, like, aren't really rhymes or anything, but, like, the vibe of it, the vibe of it is, like, contagious. It's, like, hard.
Yeah.
But I think it is it's a skippable smash.
A skippable smash. I'll pass, but I'll accept a skippable smash. Now, Brown Eyes is different.
I wrote big smash.
Big smash. Brown Eyes like changes genres a little bit.
Yes.
It's like more rock and roll-y in a weird way.
Yeah, it's almost like musical theater rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like if this were in Rent, I wouldn't be surprised.
For sure. We should play a game called, is this a Lady Gaga song or is it in Grease or Rent or...
Totally. I was thinking today when I was thinking about those other songs I mentioned that like aren't on this album, like I want a playlist called Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Like that's the sound you make when you realize who the artist is. Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga?
Let's see what else I wrote. Are you kidding me with this song? It's huge. It's incredible. It's buried in this sequence.
Yeah.
But it is a smash hit, and I'm shocked that it wasn't like a big radio single.
Yeah, totally.
The radio is just like so interested in like saying like, here's this person and this is the thing they do, so here's like 4 more of that, and it's like that's great, that's fine, but like I feel like if she were to release this song on like a new album now and didn't even mention that it was on her debut album, people would hear it for the first time and be like, this is the best song she's ever done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so good, man. That song is just great. I like too that it is like a stripped down kind of piano ballad, but they keep the drums as like electronic.
Yeah. It's almost a peek at like Gaga to come. You know?
Yes, totally.
Because she's a great vocalist, and like she doesn't really like sing on this album very hard.
Right.
She kind of saves that. I mean, she does a little bit on the Fame Monster. She goes a little harder.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I can actually really sing. But on this one, it's more about the vibe.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we're almost done. Let's keep smashing and passing.
I Like It Rough is next. You know, this album is long.
Yeah, 15 songs.
Yeah,
or
that's like
songs.
surprising. Yeah, I think that, so we'll get to 15 because I hadn't heard that song until this week. But okay, so 13, I Like It Rough.
Yeah.
I wrote, just when I'm kind of done with the like electro poppy dancey stuff, especially after she just gave us Brown Eyes, I Like It Rough starts, and it's like, Lady Gaga, chilly, chilly, boom, boom.
Yes.
And then it like hits, and I'm like, yep, this is another smash.
Another smash. I like it too. It was
so good.
And I was also like, this walked so that Rihanna's S&M could run.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
Very sexual, very intense.
Yeah.
And
then we are met with what is the last song on the album, depending on the version of the album you bought. Mm-hmm. And here's my reveal, my favorite song on the record.
Wow.
Summer Boy.
Summer Boy, his favorite one.
And I wrote definite smash, best on the album, very similar to like Blondie. You know that song Heart of Glass by Blondie?
Yeah.
And then I wrote, is this song like in character? Like, did she drop the like glamour fame character but then put on a different character?
I think I would
like
say
her
yes.
voice is different.
Yeah, I would say yes. I feel like Lady Gaga at this point in her career was always singing in as a character.
Like it starts and she's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Like cute like Malibu Barbie kind of vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I love Summer Boy. I couldn't say enough good things about it.
Well, then there is one more song on Spotify and if you bought it in the iTunes store.
That's why I didn't, because of course I got it from a friend who more than likely stole it from the internet.
Right. So there's one more, Disco Heaven, which I'm gonna also say smash.
Yeah. I wrote, how have I never heard this song before? This song fucking slaps. And then I wrote, because it like wasn't on the album.
Yeah.
And then I said, the only thing I didn't like about it is I don't like when songs spell words.
Yeah, DISC.
And she does that. Yeah.
Now so okay, before we go to the break, I want to say we are going to discuss the Fame Monster, which is the deluxe edition of this album, which came out a year later with 8 extra songs, which is crazy.
Opens up with Bad Romance, probably her best and most recognizable song ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we want to once again talk about just like right out the gate first tracks, Bad Romance, Alejandro, and then Monster.
God, Alejandro.
This is the first time we're like getting into the monster motif with her.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so like setting the tone. Anyway, we're gonna talk about those in the Patreon. So
yeah, because like our Patreon is an extra like half hour every week, and that album, like this album's 15 songs or 14 songs, and then Fame Monster is that, but then they tack on another like 7 or 8. We're gonna do the same with our main episode and our Patreon episode.
Mm-hmm. So come on to the Patreon and enjoy a little extra bonus stuff about these bonus songs. So if you
don't listen to the Patreon, you're only getting half the story.
Exactly. Well, should we jump into the pit?
I think we should jump into the pit.
All right, well, let's go.
Boy-oy-oy.
Wee. And we're
starstruck.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, we're back. Because we're doing a long actual analysis type episode, I've got a short game.
There we go.
So we're talking about Lady Gaga, who is a huge crossover hit of many genres. We're talking hip hop, we're talking pop, musical theater, rock and roll. And you know what else is crossover pop, hip hop, musical theater, rock and roll?
Star Wars?
Alex-blank-der Blank-ilton.
Of course.
So this week we were playing another round of Alex-blank-der Blank-ilton, made famous on our categorically capital F famous on our Hamilton episode from a million years ago. Basically, I'm gonna give a sort of crossword puzzle style clue to a phrase that rhymes with Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Josiah has to say what he thinks that phrase is.
So it rhymes with Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga is our Alex-blank-der Blank-ilton this week. Okay, so let's get started. Your first one is a girl with a fairly common first name who is a good dancer.
Now, it's probably not Lady.
No, it's not Lady.
Okay. See what?
In fact, Lady and Gaga don't appear in this game.
Great. I'm going to say Katie Cha-Cha.
Yeah! It's Katie Cha-Cha.
Oh, you haven't met Katie Cha-Cha? She's a killer on the dance floor.
She's a great dancer. Okay, the next one is a New England quarterback bought a Pennsylvania convenience store / sandwich shop.
That's going to be Brady Wawa.
Yeah.
I love Wawa. I love a Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa's pretty cool.
I love walking in and getting a computer sandwich, just going up and being like, beep, boop, beep, boop. And then a person hands it to you. It's crazy.
We had that at my college. One of our dining halls was like a sort of stop and shop kind of thing, and it had like a computer sandwich.
Nice.
Touchscreen technology. Okay, this next one is a bitchy text reply where you fake laugh at an unfunny joke.
Say it again. Say it again.
A bitchy text reply where you fake laugh at an unfunny joke. It could also be a bitchy text reply acknowledging the receipt of a text and having nothing else to add to the conversation.
I want to say this is probably not right because it's not a full rhyme, but petty haha.
It is haha, but my adjective was shady.
Shady haha, of course. Yeah. Of course.
So listeners, next time someone texts you like a TikTok you've like already seen or something and you say haha, just like think of Lady Gaga because you just did a shady haha.
Charlie did the thing to me that Caitlin did to you about
You're lying.
Yeah, like literally last night I was typing up an Instagram story for my Pokemon run-throughs, and I was like typing it in all caps or something, and Charlie was like, "That's not how you just reacted."
You're very calm.
She's like, "You didn't react like that," and I was like, "I did in my heart." And she's like, oh, "Okay, so you can show your true heart to Instagram, but not to me, who's right next to you while you're playing." And I was like, "Yeah, exactly."
Yeah.
And then I told her the story of Caitlin saying that you were lying, and I was like, "You guys both do this, and it's very funny to me."
You're lying. That's not what you're doing right now. Okay, this next one is a father from a country on the island of Hispaniola.
Oh.
It's an island with, I believe, 2 countries on it. It's divided into 2. And a father from there.
Padre? It's not
like in the way that I'm an Indiana boy. This person is a.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with both of these because I don't know the country name.
It would be Haiti Papa.
Oh, Haiti.
Okay,
I had those reversed where I was trying to figure out what country would be a rhyme with Gaga and what dad name would rhyme with lady, and so I was going like,
yeah, that's why I tried to clarify with Indiana boy.
That one's on me. I should have got that.
Yeah, no, sure. Okay, this one is somewhere between 6 and 7 dozen of a weird-ass, nonsensical art movement during World War I?
That's going to be 80 Dada.
80 Dada is correct. I was like, how do I get him to 80?
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, it is between 72 and 84.
Now, if I had to say how much art that they did, I would say at least 80 Dada.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was have you watched any of Doom Patrol?
Mm-mm.
It's good. But the most recent season had like a heavy Dada influence storyline, and it was very fun and very weird.
Oh, that's fun. I love the idea of, it's very what comedy is nowadays, of like, okay, well, hey, nothing makes any fucking sense, so let's just make nonsense.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, one could argue
This show.
that, this show, or the likes of like Tim Robinson, or, the kind of weirder places that SNL can sometimes go, is sort of an extension of Dadaism.
This podcast is Dada. I'll say it.
Yeah.
And we are also
This
as funny
podcast
as Tim
is
Robinson.
Daddy.
This podcast is...
I would say if we were to have to give this like a score of how Dada it is, like out of 100, I would say it's at least 80 Dada.
At least 80 Dada. We rate things on a scale of 0 to 100 of how Dada they are.
Lady Gaga, you get an 80 Dada.
You get an 80 Dada.
We have two more. The next one is, and I will eat my hat if you know this Star Wars character, because it's like so obscure that I didn't know it except for having listened to the 10 episode Phantom Menace podcast that eventually became Blank Check. But it is an extra heavy Gorgmonger from the Mos Espa market in Phantom Menace. So do you know the female Swokes character who is the Gorgmonger in Mos Espa by any chance?
I do not.
She gets mad at Jar Jar for like inadvertently stealing.
No, I do not know the name.
You wouldn't even know that it's a she, in fact, by watching the movie.
No.
Her name is Gragra.
Gragra.
Now, extra heavy is the tack on to that.
A weighty Gragra.
Yeah. Yes.
An extra weighty Gragra.
Yeah. And then our last one is a controversial duck liver dish from the Common Era after Christ was born.
Oh. A.D. foie gras.
Yeah. I was thinking of all these different like Gaga sound-alike things, and foie gras came to my mind, and I just lost my shit.
Have you ever had BC foie gras? That stuff is stale.
It will make you sick.
Don't eat it. Meat is not meant to be kept for that long.
Yeah.
Well,
so should we compare this to Star Wars a little bit?
Yeah.
That was the end of Alex-blank-der Blank-ilton.
AKA Lady Gaga. AKA Lady What Babies Say, as Donald Glover once said.
What is it?
There's a Childish Gambino lyric where he's like, he says, instead of saying Lady Gaga, he said, Lady What Babies Say. Which I always found very cute. Because that's what they say. Also, do you know how she got her name? Or I have a story in my head, but I don't know if it's right.
It was like from a Queen song, Radio Gaga.
Correct. Good.
And she like tag teamed with a partner, Lady Starlight, for years, who took her name from like a David Bowie song. So it was a classic under pressure team up. Bowie and Queen, Lady Starlight and Lady Gaga.
Radio Gaga is my favorite Queen song, and so yes, and so I love that. That's where she got her name. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Go Go, Radio blah blah.
Radio What Babies Say.
Radio What Babies Say.
I wrote some actual Star Wars notes here too after all of that analysis of the record. Subverting expectations.
Sure.
But in a kind of sonic way. And then of course that she's always playing a character. Like
yes.
That it isn't a narrative per se, but it is close to a story.
Yeah, sure.
And then I wrote sound design. Star Wars would be nothing without Ben Burt, the sound designer. And Gaga songs have all those little like, ha!
Yes.
and little like ding 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 ding, and like little weird. It happens in a lot of songs. It's kind of, I want to say the sound is kind of like this. And now I'm trying to think of like in what songs that happens in.
In all of them when they go brown.
It's like a really specific sound. I wish I knew like what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, she like uses a lot of the same like words or like cherry cherry boom boom.
Cherry cherry boom boom.
That does like thematically tie it together, but like and it all has a consistent sound, barring one or two like glaring exceptions to that.
Yeah.
Which like that's like if a case can be made that there should be a podcast called How Star Wars Is It, where the hosts try to pull apart what things make something Star Wars versus what things don't.
Mm-hmm.
You could do the same logic and make a How Gaga Is It podcast.
Absolutely.
Because even just in one record, she's established some tropes and then departs from those tropes, establishing a rate at which one might depart from your own tropes.
Yeah, for sure. Even with even with especially even with Fame Monster coming so shortly afterwards.
Right.
Let's see. There's not really a lot of sneak in. This is a very brash record.
It is brash, but I will say there's a couple songs that sneak up on you. You get 4 dance pop songs, and then all of a sudden there's this like little like Island Breeze song.
That's true. They do sneak up on you.
But no, not in the traditional sneaking around sense. Do people have big fat fucking opinions? I feel like everyone just kind of feels like I think Lady Gaga can sometimes be a little cringe these days when she goes on press tours for her movies that she's in.
There could be 100 people in the room.
Totally. Or like the recent one with House of Gucci, she talked all about like her acting training, which is like, yeah, a lot of actors have training. This isn't like particularly interesting.
She strikes me as someone who does not actually enjoy being famous that much, and doesn't like having to talk to people, and so she makes up her script, or doesn't like to talk to people in interviews, and so she sticks to her script, right? That's why she said the 100 people in the room thing so many times. It's because she made that up, and she was like, "That's good."
It's her, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, and she's like, I think it's also an anxiety thing, right? It's like, I don't have to come up with something in the moment. Right. I'm going to plan what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it every time. It's going to be annoying. But it's like, the reverse of that is Robert Pattinson just making up lies in interviews.
Right.
Which is like, I guess you can also do. If you're famous.
That's like sort of Joker behavior.
Yeah. Which is crazy because he played The Dark Knight.
Did you see the Lady Gaga documentary on Netflix a couple years ago?
No, I never watched it, which I should have.
It's worth it. I think it's really good, and you do see like some of her just like everyday life, and like she just wants nothing more than to like do. She's a musical theater kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Like she wants to like put on a perfect show and gets so anxious about it leading up to the moment. Like that documentary centered around her like weeks and months before the Super Bowl performance. Mm-hmm. And like she has like chronic like I want to say back pain.
Right.
Something that like puts her on her ass. Like it's really fucked. And you do see a lot of the just sort of like humanity of like a person preparing to put on a big show, you know? Like,
to answer your question, I think that from earlier, I think that people used to have big fat fucking opinions about her because it was a real like, oh, well, she just wears a meat dress.
Yeah, she's bawdy.
And
she's showing her ass, and then when she's not, she's wearing a dress made of meat and arriving to an award show in an egg or whatever.
So I think people used to be like, oh, she's just some like stunt, attention-seeking whore. But then nowadays, I think people are like, yeah, Lady Gaga, she's a really good musician and a great artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I think you're right. People can still be like, oh, she's a little cringe or whatever. Or like like has not been 100% successful in all of her like acting endeavors. Like I didn't hear a thing about House of Gucci. I have no idea if it was good or not.
Yeah, I heard it was just kind of blah. Like it ought to have been far campier than it ended up being. You know, like you could go see it because you want to see how like crazy it is, but actually it's just sort of like medium crazy.
I never even saw Star is Born, although I know it's supposed to be very good, and I've heard the song I'm on the deep end, watching you die. Inescapable. Heard covers
that
of it
whole
1,000
album is
times.
good. That she wrote all the songs in that, and it is also like primo.
Yeah, I know that's great, but like she hasn't like had a 100% hit rate. But I think nowadays people just sort of think of her as like a good, talented artist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like the old days.
We've mentioned, you know, doing like pop shows and like drag clubs and stuff like that. So she had a lot of influences kind of at the like immediate proximity scale. But of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention once on this episode the Madonna of it all.
Of course, we would be remiss.
We would just be freaking remiss.
And I would hate to be remiss.
We don't want to be remiss.
No, I would hate to be remiss.
But, you know, to this day, I think she probably still gets like very compared to Madonna. And I think Madonna doesn't really like her, if I remember correctly. You know, like you're just doing the thing I did. And you can make a really compelling argument that if we were a podcast called How Madonna Is It, Lady Gaga would be our like 9.
Yes, absolutely. She would be very high up there.
Because like Born This Way is just about note for note Madonna's Express Yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
And like then Gaga went on to be in movies and, you know, is like still finding new ways to like do Gaga, which that, of course, is unique unto herself, but, like, the Madonna blueprint was there in the way that the Flash Gordon and Kurosawa blueprints were there for George Lucas. And Dune, of course.
How
Dune is Madonna?
Maduna. The Maduna oblongata. That's not a thing from Dune, but it could be. That's because it sounds funny. Kwisatz Haderach. The Bene Gesserit. I'm just gonna keep saying Dune words until Mike kicks me off the podcast.
There's a big worm.
I can't even remember the name of the worms. But yeah, there's a big worm. Madonna in, you know who's great? Madonna in League of Their Own.
Sure.
It's like, why is she there? And then she's there and she's great.
Totally. That movie bucks. That movie's so good.
Movie kicks ass. And also it has the most beautiful people in it.
Totally.
Madonna's there. Gina Davis
is like a statue.
Gina Davis is like a Roman statue.
Like a limestone statue.
That came to life and was like, I'll do movies. I'll do archery.
Yeah, right. That's right. She's like a world-class archer. I discovered that from you on this show.
And I discovered it from a Reader's Digest article in like 2005.
That's right. You were a big Reader's Digest stan.
Yeah. We had the monthly coming in.
Oh, shit.
I knew everything, all the latest jokes. Humor in uniform. Laughter's the best medicine.
Yeah, sure.
I read all those 1,000 times because I pooped a lot.
On that note, we're really bookending the episode
with poop and farts.
What does what other things are we missing here? Obviously, the sort of science fiction costumery.
That was the only thing I was going to say. I was like, there's a sort of sci-fi feel about the beats and the visuals. Which,
I know I make this joke a lot of like, oh yeah, that weird word you just said is actually a guy who was a pod racer in Phantom Menace or whatever.
Right.
If you asked me, I think we even did this game before, is this a pod racer or a blank? And you gave me the name Colby O'Donis. I would think, that sounds too namey to be a pod racer, but I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say pod racer.
Yeah, it sounds enough. It does sound too namey, but then sometimes that does happen in Star Wars where it's just like a normal name, so you'd be like, yeah, sure. But also, Colby is a weird name. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't actually agree with the name Colby.
Right.
Like, that's Sorry,
That's a cheese.
that's cringe. All right, if you're named I gotta stop saying that's cringe on this show because now it's making me laugh too much.
That's gonna be the millennial, except they're saying a Gen Z term trying to sound even younger version of a Jeff Foxworthy joke.
Yeah.
Like, if your first name is Colby,
you
that's
might
cringe.
be cringe. I said it too much around my little brother and his spouse.
Yeah, your grown adult little brother.
I don't know why I call him my little brother all the time still. I still call him my little brother, but
Yeah.
he is smaller than me, and so take that, Joel. But I said that's cringe a lot around them, and I don't know. I think they thought it was funny, but I think they thought it was funny in the way that a child thinks an old man is funny when he says things the wrong way.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, we should let's see. Let's give it a unit of measure. We should wrap up. We did a lot of good work this episode.
Yeah, I'm debating on unit of measure of old girls or new tricks.
Mine.
No, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Mine has got to be cherries, booms.
Oh, okay. Mine's gonna be disco sticks.
That's also very good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it like a.
Wait, no. Mine's gonna be boys.
Yeah. That's good because that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna give it here. Cherry boom boom, cherry boom boom, cherry boom boom.
Okay, so not cherry boom boom any of those times.
Sorry. Cherry boom boom, cherry boom boom, cherry boom boom.
We love you.
Cherry boom boom, cherry boom boom. We love you.
Wait, do you think that's where that comes from?
Yes, I do. Think.
Okay, mine is going to be a score of boys.
Mm-hmm.
We love them.
There you have it, folks. It's a 3. And it's a good album. Everyone go listen to it.
It's truly like a 9 of an album.
Seriously?
But how Star Wars is it? It's a 3.
Take a re-listen because like I hadn't heard it in full context with itself ever. And I was like really enjoying myself. It's a good listen.
I would even say do yourself a favor and do The Fame Monster.
Mm-hmm.
You got 8 tracks of also bangers and then another 15 tracks of bangers. And then go to YouTube and look up Vanity and look up Again.
And Christmas Tree because it's so
Oh yeah, Christmas Tree
sexual.
is cringe.
Totally cringe.
There was
but
another
it's
one
great.
in there too. Retro Dance Freak.
Dance Freak. Something like that.
And of course, speaking of listening to The Fame Monster in its entirety, as opposed to just The Fame, we're going to be talking about those other 8 songs later this week on our Patreon at patreon.com/howstarwarsisit for $5 a month. You can get that episode as well as all of our other weekly bonus episodes and our monthly film commentaries.
So go check it out. And if you want us on the internet, you can find us at How Star Wars Is It on Twitter and Instagram. Shoot us an email at agoodpodcast@gmail.com and just talk to us. We love it when you talk. Just talk to us.
Do you have the email up right now?
I can.
I see if we got an email, like I'm talking like the past couple of days.
Let's see.
If not, we can cut this part out.
We've got scheduling emails from our friends that we've done shows with.
But not one from like today or yesterday?
No.
Okay, then never mind. You can cut this part out.
Nope, now I'm going to leave it in because now it's humiliating. Our most recent email is from Patreon asking if we missed their policy live stream. Although, hold on, we did get one. No, that was too long ago. Never mind. It's not.
Did we miss it or did we just not see it?
We missed it. It was a grade, apparently. You gotta see this thing. Okay, let's see. What were we just talking about?
We were saying 3, and if you want us on the internet,
we get so many Match.com notifications, and it's like, who used us to start a Match account? Because Russ likes us, and he's 54. And he lives in Tallahassee.
The fuck?
Chris liked us too, 37 from Valdosta.
I don't know how where's Valdosta? Is that also Florida?
I don't know. Let's look.
Like,
are we doxing
how do we
someone
have
right now?
like an old gay match account in Florida.
Well, we're Sandra, remember? So I don't know who Sandra is.
Oh, that's right. We're Sandra. Yeah. So sorry.
They're always
we're
like,
straight.
Sandra, you've got all these. Hey,
we're just fucking straight.
Yeah, we're just an old straight lady. Valdos's in Georgia, so it's the same area.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
and then
Panhandle.
Tampa,
the Gulf.
50. I don't know. Some like old woman was like, I'll just make it.
And apologies, listeners. 57 is not old.
Right, not that
but
old.
Older than us by a long shot.
Some middle-aged woman was like, I'm just going to make up a silly email for my Match.com profile. What about a good podcast? No one's going to have that.
That actually kind of holds water.
Yeah, that's probably actually what happened. They were just like, I don't want to use my real email because then people will, I'll just like make up one. And then she never actually.
So anyway, listeners, if you want to contribute to this email so that we don't just get Sandra's emails for 57-year-olds in the Gulf of Mexico, then send us an email.
At agoodpodcast@gmail.com, not just for Match.com profiles. Okay?
Yeah. Tell us if you're interested in dating Sandra.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. So, sandwiches to Star Wars.
To Star
it's about
Wars.
time for Tubby Bye-Bye. So like we always say, we love you.
We love you.
And may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Bye-bye. Hopefully I don't lose my voice from this recording again.
That would be bad.
I'm going to get a cough drop in a second. Pop it.
Let's get a cough drop, get a cough drop.
Let's get a cough drop. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. Anyway. Shall we jump in?
I need a little candy to make my throat slick. Let's get a cough drop, get a cough drop.
I need a little candy to make my throat slick.